Happy November, members. I want to talk about Arc Raiders, a new extraction shooter developed by Embark Studios, which is, I guess they're kind of on fire right now. This is the first game I played of them, theirs, but they made another game called the Finals, with which I knew a lot of gamers around the world are saying is one of the better first-person shooters. So, yes, I guess you could call this fear of missing out, as far as I'm concerned, because my channel isn't about multiplayer games. Really, it's more so about solo, single player, story driven adventure games and action games and whatnot. But this is an initial, impressions of Arc Raiders, which is extraction looter shooter. Which, I don't know if I actually played a hardcore extraction looter shooter. I mean, the game to me reminds me of the Division. It came out 2 days ago. October. This Arc Raiders came out 2 days ago. I think October 30th by Embark Studios. Like I said, who were founded in 2018. So they're a new developer, but they made two bang up multiplayer games, as far as I can tell so far. Um, so Arc Raiders is about, it's kind of mysterious, where it's like something called the Ark has taken over the world, and it's like a desolate wasteland up top, and you got to live underneath you basically live underneath uh, Earth in these cities called Speranza. Speranza is like I would say the hub of the game, where you could talk to people that will upgrade you, your loot and fix you. And, they got a rooster and whatnot. Uh, it's a third person extraction shooter. The thing about with me is that I don't like games that have timers and where you should really play it in multiplayer. Now, me, I play this solo, and it wasn't that fun, at least initially. Now, I know games, especially these type of games, multiplayer games in general, transmogrify, gameplay mechanically over time, and they get better or they get worse. I think I would actually enjoy this if I had the time to play this, but I just don't. It's my, this is initial impressions for me. It's not very deep into the game mechanically. It's just like the the early base of the game. Now, what I do like is I like the tutorial where you first start out and you gotta, you know, go through the process of loot gathering, breaching, healing, and then you go and extract at it's like a, I don't know, like a bunker, like elevator you gotta wait for. It reminds me of the division, which I really love. The division isn't like Arc Raiders, and Arc Raiders isn't like the division. The division is more like an open world, like kind of seamless adventure game. This is more like if you're not in Speranza, you're a top side, and you are basically trying to extract loot or specific time of loot around the map in certain locations, and you got to make it to a certain location to extract the loot. Okay, so this is an extraction, third person extraction looter shooter through and through. From what the little I played of it, it's mechanically a good game. And keep in mind, this is a double A developer. This is not some triple A developer making this game. This is a double A game, and for a double A game, it's really good. I mean, it looks really good visually. Mechanically, it's a tad bit jank, like when you vault or crouch or whatever. But the game is really good, and I can see why gamers who are like in a younger demographic who don't play a lot of solo single player story driven video games, I can see why they will love to play this with friends. I can easily see why you should actually play this with people. You could play a solo, like I was doing, but to me it's not as fun. You're just walking around by yourself. I didn't even run into any other raiders. And by the way, you can change your appearance and stuff of your raider and stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of options in the game. There's skills you can unlock. There's lots of loot. Like I said, Speranza is the hub that you go and do all the. When you're not seeing the third person, it's basically like a world view map underground, and you see the city. You talk to various people, and they help you, upgrade in various ways and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I get the game. The game is not my type, but it's a good game, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say a game's bad because it's not my type. The game isn't my type. Okay, I don't like extraction shooters, but I get why people do. I really do. I respect them. Let's say that. Um, so basically, I just made like 10 VODs, videos on demand for Arc Raiders. Uh, The enemies are called arcs. You know, and what I really like a lot about the lore of the game is that it's a lot of mysterious, at least for me. I don't know really what the arc did and what it's doing. You know, these sentient, like sentient type of, let's say like mechanical beings are running around. And you gotta fight them and stuff. So you know, it is what it is. It's a solid looter shooter, uh, extraction shooter. And I guess that's about it, members. Thank you for becoming a member of my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you directly supporting me on YouTube and stuff. And like I said, everything's on the website if you want to see everything on the website except these member videos. So thank you again and enjoy your day. Later.